Big brother, it's big brother, it's my brother, it's your brother, it's our brother, it's his brother, it's her brother, it's their brother. Run past the gravy, bro.
What is going on, gang? It's Pass the Gravy, bro. We got a fun-filled Sunday HOH episode. We're also going to bring you guys our Week 8 power rankings. And I would say a very spoiler-dominated episode coming up after we recap the episode. But what's going on? It's Alex and the gals, Alex, Emma, and Allison, hanging out with you guys tonight. What's going on, everybody in the chat? It's joining us. If you're listening, don't forget you can tune in and watch us live and participate on YouTube. Just go search Pass the Gravy, bro. You can also find us on Facebook. We have Matt, William, Quentin, and yeah, that's who's in the chats right now. Quentin rooting for the Giants. Yeah, let's go, dude. Giants fan from Open Phones Friday on the Rod Ryan Show. Okay, that's what's up. They looked pretty good in their preseason game today. We're not going to talk about the Giants right now. Let's clear up Big Blue that you can listen to tomorrow if you want to check out the Giants talk. What's going on, Todd? Welcome to the chat. And Ashley. All right, tonight's episode, we got the Tiny HOH, which is really funny that we've always just called it Tiny Veto because it's only been a veto. But it's funny that it's still, to me, Tiny Veto for HOH.
Yeah.
Tiny key.
Tiny key.
I like seeing the key.
They should have had to open a tiny little,
a tiny little door.
like an HOH room should have had all the stuff in there, and like they would have to read the note with tweezers.
And a
It was
magnifying
tiny.
glass.
Wasn't the key? I mean, I guess they have to use the key to get in, but like the veto, I think stays tiny the whole week, right?
I think it
Like
does.
even in the box.
I
I
don't.
love
And
that.
included it here.
Tonight, it was an interesting episode. I mean, given the events of Allison was even telling us before we started that, like, today was maybe the most exciting day of feeds yet, and a lot of what happened today, I think, rears whatever happened on the episode. Like, it's kind of a moot point at this, but we'll run through the episode regardless. We do kind of see them talking a little bit more about like when the tribes merged after the Dyer and Big Brochella fests, and Taylor, just the whole like I just can't right now. I gotta go. I'm just excuse me, guys. Just walking off, going and crying about Joseph, and then they hyped her up like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna win this for Joseph. Which when they do that, 100% of the time, they're not gonna win the HOH. They're not gonna do that. It was
They
classic.
always say it though.
Always.
They always say it. Like, I'm gonna win this.
Send home the people that sent them home, even though I don't know who it was just yet. But I'm gonna send them home.
I'm gonna
We're
binge
gonna
you.
figure it out.
Any of the situation.
It was interesting seeing how they pieced it together on the show tonight, where it was kind of just broken up, and how the outsiders went into the insiders and were like, "Yo, dude, like Joseph's kind of going rogue."
Yeah, they each had their own act.
They had their
Acting
own
part.
spin on the same story, and they did kind of
Here we
stick
go.
to it.
Yeah, there were definitely some discrepancies in how they described what happened.
Yeah, but no, that was like, and that kind of stuck out because Michael and Brittany were like, it just seemed too.
That'd be weird.
They had the same talking points, but they didn't really go into like when I asked them some questions. Some people said he said this. Some people said this is what happened. Some people said he suggested that there was an alliance. And Kyle, who I don't know. I thought Kyle, and we'll get to Kyle later, but I thought that Kyle, in a lot of the discussions I saw on the feeds, kind of like navigated around it. I didn't see the conversation that he was specifically having when he was with Michael and Brittany, where he's like, yeah, I mean, they're like, well, did he throw the leftovers under the bus? Like, did he spill the beans? I mean, I don't know. I mean, if Joseph didn't spill the beans, like, I don't know. I don't know. Like,
It's so dumb.
I don't know.
so
It's like,
vaguely
you do
specific.
know, and that makes it so obvious that you're like, ooh,
They're like,
maybe I probably did, but I mean, who
Would they be
knows?
freaking out more? Like he's just like
They also complained about like they didn't have anywhere to talk game because they were all surrounded. So you would absolutely
kind of have an
know.
idea.
that's true.
You would kind of have an
Especially
idea.
Tarrants can't keep a secret.
It's still odd to me
That's
that
right.
they react as if the person who got evicted is dead. Todd wants to know that. I don't think so. It is funny to me that like they were like Brittany and Michael throughout the episode and a lot of the leftovers. I mean, I don't understand how you can take out one of the leftovers. I just don't know. It's like,
That was
you guys
their
know,
plan.
like, yo, you guys totally planned on doing that too, right?
You
You're just
wanted that to
mad
happen.
you did it first. You wanted it to happen. You wanted
Yeah.
to be the one that did it.
only
You
okay when I
didn't.
do it.
Yeah. I just like it doesn't matter. It doesn't make sense. It always happens. Like this season hasn't really happened with the back doors, but like I just don't understand. Like, why wouldn't you give me a chance to play and like save myself? It's because I want you out. Because I want you out, and I don't want you to do that because you might save yourself.
Yeah, it's Big Brother.
That's the
It's
game,
not
and
about
then
playing
people
a
get really
fair
pissed
game
about it.
necessarily.
Oh, did you say like Big Brother's not a fair game? Is that
It's
what you
not
just
some-
said? What?
Yeah,
What?
it's
Why'd
about
you
you're
say
out
something so controversial?
strategizing each
That's
other.
true.
Out strategize. Now, I think there's something that's not good gameplay, but you don't have to have a shot at the veto in order to be evicted.
Yeah, and
That's
it's
stupid.
I mean, if that was like required, then Big Brother would make that required. They wouldn't allow you to backdoor people, but that's part of the game. And
Thanks,
sorry,
Vita
bro.
Nokomis, the inventor of the back door.
Yeah,
Who'd have thought?
she was.
Although it was a 5-finger plan. Then
Well, that's not as. Oh, although both phrases are a little dirty.
As for Todd says, as for Kyle, I don't see how anyone else in the house is blind to the fact that he is 100% committed to Alyssa and nothing else in the game. I don't think
They're
anybody
not.
else thinks that. Like, I think like at this point, it's just hollow like talk when he's like, "Look, I mean, I'm cool throwing Alyssa out. I'm cool when we get down to the leftovers. I'm cool doing that." They're like, "Yeah, all right, we get it, dude. Like, you're not, but like, okay."
Yeah, I think it'd be different if she was winning things and he was winning things, and they were like more of a threat. But now they just kind of like hang out, and they're like, "We'll get to you." But
she's like a worse Victoria.
Yeah.
She's worse at the game than Victoria.
I mean, she's actually like present in the house,
Is she?
and so I feel like
she's friends.
She's
with
been
everyone.
blindsided for weeks.
she's been blindsided and she's kind of dumb, but like she's like talking on the feeds, and I feel like Victoria like had the crow story, and that was about it. Like that was 100% like describe Victoria from Big Brother 16 crow story done.
Story.
The Adam and Eve outfit. I forget
Oh,
what
yeah.
the
Caleb,
tard
Beast
what tard
Mode
it was.
Cowboy.
Yeah.
She also
Yeah.
raised the great question of: do you win the veto? Are you qualified? Are you the winner of the competition where you pass down the prizes if you end up with the veto? Because she ended up with the veto, and they were like, "Well, you didn't win that, sweetie." And she was like, "I won it. I got the veto." And I still don't know if you count them as the winner.
I always think if you win the veto, you win the veto comp. Even
What?
if you didn't
If you
win the
end up
veto
with the
comp,
veto.
you get the veto.
Yeah, you end up with a veto.
So yeah,
But you
Right?
didn't win the
Yeah.
competition.
but you did because you got the veto.
But someone gave it to you,
Right.
or left you
But
with
people
it.
throw competitions all the time to people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to win, to be able to get the last
Like,
prize, you have to
did-
beat everybody.
Did Christmas
in the
win the running competition? Even though she didn't
Yes.
win the running competition, like she won it, but like, did she win it?
No, they
Yeah.
gave it to her.
Exactly, but she still won it.
Yeah.
But
So I think it counts. If you get the
If-
veto at the end of the day,
I
no matter
think
how
she,
you
yeah,
get the
if you
get
end
the
up with a veto, you won the veto.
won the competition. Okay, question answered.
But again, like
I-
Victoria was mostly like wallpaper. Alyssa, at least, like she's like part of conversations. She's kind of funny sometimes. She's silly. Like she had sex, so like there's that.
She did.
So
For
good.
She
She's
did.
not a
For a
virgin.
while,
So fucking
she
shut
did.
up, you rest of you virgins.
Virgins.
A bunch of virgins.
oh god.
Okay.
Confirmed sex haver in the house. Victoria doesn't have that we know of. All right,
know of.
so
Oh my god.
there you go.
Can you imagine if she did?
You confirmed CD. We didn't have those conversations with Victoria. Yeah,
we did not.
basically
That's
like
true.
Kyle and Kyle talking to Monty when they're playing Chinese checkers about just like, yo, dude, and then Joseph kind of was just kind of going rogue. We kind of had to make a decision. It was either like
What,
me or him.
Turner?
It was Turner.
Turner, my bad. But like Turner, I thought like navigated that conversation pretty well, and then everything else just kind of happened, and it was just like
Yeah.
Turner had to pick a side, and he mentioned that in the episode, and he picked the after party. But like Kyle being
Weird
your side you
choice.
pick is always going to be a problem. But
Yeah,
Kyle
but
is such a shield that you know that like you're not the number one.
Yeah.
But then you went out like when he's having that conversation with Monty. Emma was just like, "Why did you win HOH, man? Like why
No,
did you
he
try
shouldn't
to win
have.
HOH?"
Yeah, he shouldn't have. As soon as he said in the diary room he was aligned with everybody, don't win it.
Just don't be awesome.
You should. Yeah. I mean, I understand, like, if you have the house split at that point, like, somebody on your side you want to win HOH, but I think Turner's probably kind of okay. I think Kyle is the public enemy number one if somebody on the other side wins it. And then if you look at it from one way, like, even if somebody on the opposite side of the house, like, it's 3-3, assuming, like, if you just assume nobody's going to swap sides this week,
yeah.
even if your side loses, it's 3-3 going into the next HOH because whoever wins on one side can't play HOH next week. So it's like you do have just about the same odds next week as for somebody on your side to win. So, like, Turner would have been sitting pretty, I think, if he just threw this competition. And it was pretty funny seeing that Kyle almost won that HOH like 2, maybe even 3 times. Where
imagine how different this week would be if he had won.
What do you, no. Yeah, I can't wait to get the spoilers because I want to just know what the fuck would have happened in that instance.
Honestly.
So Turner does win the HOH. Then you see Turner promising every single person in the house that they're safe.
Which he shit on Taylor for doing.
True.
And then does immediately, like, look, you're safe. You're safe. You're safe.
You're
Safe.
everybody.
You have to nominate somebody, right?
Only okay when I do it. That mentality.
To pick the pound as what he's loyal to. What the fuck?
Which he was already after parties, but now it's the pound. But okay, I don't really understand it. He tells Taylor the leftovers are still on. She kind of tries to confirm that with him. Then we do see the Monty, Michael, and Taylor conversation where they're like, they go back to like, hey, anybody from outside was pretty, like, they had the talking points. They didn't have it down to a T. And Michael was like, yeah, when you could kind of poke holes in some of their stories, the more of them that you talked to. Bean finally tuning into the stream. He says, my sincere apologies for being late.
We've been waiting.
Probably watching House of the Dragon, wasn't he?
Speaking of Bean, I got really, really, really tickled when production put the sound effect of Butterbean when they showed Justin's face.
Butterbean!
Like it echoed, and I was like, don't do that to me.
Bean!
I hope that happens every time they bring her up. Butterbean.
So we have Monty, Taylor, and Michael kind of piecing together that something's obviously up. That they were like, they all seem unified, possibly together. And they're like, all right, maybe the outsiders did something. So they kind of sniffed that one out. They couldn't really officially confirm it or anything. Then we had Kyle and Alyssa talking about being in the Amazing Race.
Nobody would want them.
More like Amazing Racist, am I right?
Hey,
CBS will not
they are the most bland showmance that has been on the show, and that's including Jordan
Nicole
and Jeff.
Franzel and Victor were on Amazing Race, so I beg to differ on that because they were bland as fuck.
No, Victor
is bland now.
How crazy is it that we were not even? I voted to evict Victor, and then oh my god, now we're together.
Did y'all see Taylor talking about them on the feeds the other day? She said something about how like she didn't realize that they were together or whatever, so she like checked out like their Instagram, and she said, that's a white man." Because Twitter was saying that she took all the flavor out of Victor. She was like, that's a white man now.
If you look at the other TikToks that she makes him do, kind of,
God, yeah.
Then we had the Kyle is dumb segment is what I titled it as. Alyssa.
Geometry.
Yeah, dude. I'm not great. I don't know where places are. I'm not great at geometry. It's like wrong. Like they had to feed him that line, right?
I don't think I'm
willing to say it.
Ever heard anybody confuse geometry with geography? Geology and geography, yes, that happens. That
not great
wouldn't be acceptable. I am so bad at trigonometry. I just don't know where any place is ever.
Dude, I suck at art. I couldn't name any states. I suck at art, guys. Wait, all right, now that's too far. Is like Greece a state or is it a city, man?
Is it a country?
They are dumb.
It's London. They're dumb. I'm glad they have each other. They're gonna need each other.
They're definitely gonna need each other, probably outside of the house as well as inside the house.
That's what I mean.
And the jury house.
They're gonna. I don't think they're
drop
gonna
him
make it.
so fast. Yeah, she's gonna come
She's
outside,
gonna drop him immediately.
feel the water, and be like, "Nope,
And you're done.
can't do this."
She's gonna see one Twitter clip of him being like, "Yeah, guys, we should get her out," and be like, "No, bye."
I don't believe that because
No.
she's heard throughout the day over and over again about how he's lied to her.
But
She's
she
like,
hasn't seen it come out of his mouth.
That's true.
She hasn't heard it directly from him.
She gets to see some replays.
Her
She's
heart
gonna
may
see
be
that
just
and be a little upset.
Too in love. She
So
may just
stupid.
forgive him.
Sometimes, love blinds us all.
Love conquers all.
Love truly does blind us at times, and I think we can all take that away.
I thought you were going for a Love Actually quote for a minute, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, I don't remember any Love Actually ones, except the little
Yeah, you
kid
do.
was like
Love
Liam
actually
Neeson.
is all around.
Love is actually
I feel
a
it
thing.
in my fingers.
I care about you. I'm Rick Grimes, but I'm not Rick Grimes.
Coral.
Okay.
Is that him?
That's
Yeah.
him.
Oh my god! I haven't
You didn't
watched
know
it.
that?
No, I don't think I ever put two and two together.
Isn't
As soon as
is
you said
Snape
it,
in it too?
click.
Snape is in it.
Yeah, Snape is
Liam
Liam
definitely in it.
Neeson.
And then the little boy and Keira Knightley are only like 5 years apart, but
Yeah.
she's like a full adult in the movie and he's that little kid.
Yeah, but he always looks like a child. He still
does.
looks like a child,
He does.
and he's 30.
So to wrap up pretty much the episode recap portion of this podcast, Turner ends up nominating Brittany and Taylor.
Both
And
are shocked.
his excuse to them is, look, dude, Joseph, the guy that can't defend himself right now, Joseph was like, hey, I got a final three with them. So I didn't hear that with you guys. I was a little confused. And he throws them up on the block. He's like, I'd like you guys to each be able to compete and defend yourself. And they are shooketh.
I like to call Joseph Scape Goseph.
I like
That's
that.
good.
It's hard to say.
That's good. Really good.
Oh, you've
That's
written that
really
down?
good. No.
You need to put that in the episode description.
Yes.
Talk about
This-
scapegoats.
Scape
Yeah.
Ghost.
Go
If this
so.
was the other podcast. Yeah, if this was Past the Grady podcast, that would be the episode title. Scapegoats.
Nailed it.
Perfect. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The girls not happy about it. Turner just like, all right, I just navigate through this, yo. Rug life.
Rug life. I hate that. I hate rug life.
You don't like rug life?
What?
Rug life, bro. Hashtag rug life.
No, oh god.
Somebody Photoshop Tupac's thug life tattoo. But just
Rug life.
rug life.
Ooh.
Rug wrap.
They can't all be winners. I'm just trying. Some of them
Joseph, yes.
Skip
Rug
goes
life.
to rug life.
No.
Okay, yeah. Skip goes to school. Rug life. Fuck me, right?
You could joke on it.
So yeah, that pretty much concludes the recap portion of the episode tonight. We're gonna get to some spoilers here in just a second. So if you don't want to know at all anything that has happened after the episode you saw tonight, it's your time to tune out. Go and make sure you hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel, Pass the Grady Bro. I'm throwing pins over here. Go like our Facebook page, Pass the Grady Bro, and subscribe to Pass the Grady Bro on YouTube. If you're watching us, make sure to go hit the subscribe button on wherever you listen to podcasts as well. Help us get some numbers on both ends over there. And please share us with a friend that watches Big Brother. We'll be back on Wednesday after the episode then. And if you do want to hang around for some spoilers and our power rankings, this is what you got to sit through.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Okay.
It's from Boston.
Every
So
time
funny.
it starts, my Chrome's caption says "Boiler, spoiler," and I don't know why.
Spoiler, spoiler.
Spoiler.
You're one ahead.
New segments for sale.
Complete
Okay.
page.
So a lot of shit went down.
So much shit. So
Some
many
targets
tears.
have shifted today. People cried.
Yeah.
People.
Oh.
There were tears. There were fears. There were tears for fears.
There were no light beers.
There were no light beers, and there was a lot of race talk on today's feeds. Allison, try and summarize it as best as possible
Okay, so
for the folks.
my brain immediately went, okay, so here's the Earth, round.
Round.
Been on the internet way too long. So they had the veto competition, which, like they said on the episode, is the Crisco slip and slide one, and Michael wins because he is the veto king. And he is pissed because he finds out that Kyle's throwing them under the bus. And so he says, you'll regret the day you ever fucked with Michael Bruner.
You're like laying there like this with Mr. Burns' hands.
Yes.
All like cocooned up.
Release the hounds.
So this morning he woke up and I guess Taylor was already awake. So they went and they woke up Monty because he wanted to get them first thing before the rest of the house woke up, pulled them into the have-not room, and then
Ruined
told
your
them,
day.
yeah.
Your day's fucked.
Yeah. Told Brittany and Michael told Taylor and Monty about Kyle's good old boy White Alliance.
White Lions.
The final
White
solution.
Lions. Yeah. So the feeds did not show that conversation afterward.
Why?
I'm surprised they showed a lot of the conversations today, just not that one. But they Monty looked like he was completely done with Kyle, like visibly just done. Taylor was crying, and just a lot of things happened. Oh, hi.
Just Weezy getting involved.
I'm here for the tea.
Weezy's very concerned about what happened today.
Mm-hmm. BB said they chose not. Why didn't they ask why they didn't? What is talking?
You having a stroke?
BB said, why
You
did
smell
they
burning
choose to
toast.
not show that one? I said it. Words happened. I think it's because that's going to be the main one that they're going to feature on the show. They're going to have to say it because it is affecting gameplay. I also think that because it was Monty and Taylor reacting, I think they potentially wanted to not show that because their reaction would likely be the most impact. Like, they're going to
You didn't
react
think they were
the
going to be
hardest.
just chill about it?
I mean, as somebody who is Black, to know that he is targeting, literally trying to make a white alliance to target Black people. I figured that their reaction was going to be a little bit stronger than when Michael and Brittany told Alyssa. Because they did show that conversation.
Solid. Fair.
And then they also, they told, ow, my dog just dropped a toy on my foot. Stop. They told Alyssa, and then they told Turner. Everybody knows. Monty.
Everybody knows.
I think he does, yes, because he has not left the DR in over 3 hours.
So
4 hours.
There's some rumors out there that he doesn't want to play anymore.
Yeah, Alyssa gave him a heads up that conversation happened, and he said, they're trying to paint me as a racist. If that's what they're trying to do, then I'm leaving the game. And he went and he pounded on the DR button, but the DR was unavailable. And so he went upstairs to the DR, and they didn't let him in that one either. And then they finally let him in, and he hasn't been out since.
So I feel like we have to ask the question, because Kyle is being just roasted right now. Yeah. Michael was like, I'm going to do the thing. I'm going to do the right thing. He also sat there, was like, I'm going to expose this thing.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't like Michael just found out about this.
No,
Michael has known for over a week plus, and decided to use this information to play the like, hey, this guy's a racist card. Like, he played the race card when it made the most sense for his game. So it's like Michael, I don't think is like he's just been like, this is wrong. This is wrong. And you know what? I don't feel right about this. It's like, but you did feel right about it when he told you and you didn't want to tell us immediately because you were maybe working with him. Is that possibly what it was?
Say something.
Yeah. Yeah, because Brittany and Michael were originally like, yeah, okay. Yeah, let's do that. Until the DR talked
Dog
to
hates
them.
racism.
She's really anti-racist. The DR talked to them and they brought it up to Kyle and were like, hey, so the optics. And they are including that part in their conversation that they brought it up to him and were like, hey, this looks terrible to have like just white people going against just people of color. And that he then doubled down on it and was like, yeah, but the cookout though. So, I mean, it's a lot. Turner said he wants him out now.
So it's pretty much confirmed Kyle is going to be the replacement.
Kyle will be the replacement nom.
Michael's going to say Brittany, right?
Yeah, Michael's going to save Brittany. Turner's going to put Kyle up next to Taylor. Turner does still want Taylor out. He was talking to Monty and saying that, like, Kyle and Taylor are his top two that he wants out now. And he doesn't know, like, which is better to, like, get out this week. Which is... It was a weird reaction to that conversation of him being like, yo, that's fucked up. I don't want anything to do with that. But, like, Taylor, though.
But, like, what if you guys get Kyle next week? Because, like, that's your target. And my target this week was Taylor. And now, Kyle's racist, but, like, easy chop and block next week. Right, guys? Huh?
When he was talking to them, he kept circling around like, so, Michael and Brittany, if Taylor did go home on my HOH,
like how pissed would you be?
Yeah, would you be mad? And they were like, yeah,
you should put Kyle up for sure.
But it also, the way they were pushing makes it seem like do my dirty work, but
that's
it's
exactly
like a hot topic because it's like that guy is being terrible and crossed the line.
Or is he still just being as terrible as he has been, but now it's beneficial
Turner's,
to you to be like
that's exactly what it is.
That's the whole thing. And it's like, I think that like the leftovers kind of did this to Kyle, not Kyle's bad dude, whatever. I don't think Kyle's a racist. I think what Kyle said some stuff that is racist, but I don't think that makes him necessarily a racist. I think it is the optics. Let's go back to optics. But like the leftovers had been trying, like they like say what you want about the leftovers, like great alliance, sort of, but like it wasn't an evenly balanced alliance where they were like, Kyle, do all this dumb shit. Like blow up your game, just tank your game real quick for us. Let's get Alyssa. I was like, no, I'm working. Like, fuck y'all. Like,
Alyssa would have tanked his. I don't think any guy Alyssa would have tanked his game.
But like, I think that like it would have for him because he was working with other people, and he's like them being like, well, he's got to prove that he doesn't have any side alliances when they all also have side alliances.
And there's a secret.
It's them being mad that the leftovers were turning on the leftovers when they were planning on turning on the leftovers, but somebody just turned on the leftovers before they could turn on the leftovers. It was the same thing like that. And then to go to Turner and be like, here's this fact that I'm bringing up now. Now you have to do that. Trying to like forcefully like push you into doing stuff. Like Michael's big flaw is that he does tend to do that quite a bit. Michael is very pushy when he wants to be pushy. And I don't know. Bean says, Alex, why would a non-racist say racist things? Confirmed Kyle is out of the diary room right now. He's full Audrey Middleton from Big Brother.
He's full blanketed.
He has a hood on. He has a blanket on.
And his Birkenstocks.
Going full ET.
Yeah, I got the note that the feeds were back, but I haven't opened them yet. I will say
Bean
that
says, why would a non-racist say racist things? I think that racists say racist things all the time. I think that sometimes people say things that they don't intentionally mean.
Prejudiced.
Like implicit biases we have.
There's a bias to it.
I don't
But
think
it's
that like that
unintended.
makes you a racist. I think that again, going back to Michael's words,
I don't think
optics.
he hates them.
The optics of I don't think he hates people because of the color of their skin. I think what he said is problematic, and I think that it looks poor if you put it under certain lights. It doesn't make it okay, but I don't think that him saying things that are problematic means that he is the worst person of all time and that he is like he hates black people. I don't think that's Kyle.
He maybe does.
I think it's also important to bring up. I mean, so he was raised Mormon. Racism is a really big issue in Mormonism. So like he has that in his background. Whether or not he fully subscribes to that thinking still, that's to be, whatever, pondered. But I'm pretty sure he said that the only season of Big Brother that he's seen was last season, was the cookout. So that's his only like guideline of what happens in the house. And everybody watches previous seasons and is like, oh, well, I need to look out for this. Oh, I need to look out for this. And his only reference is a successful all-black alliance that in reality has only literally happened once, while there are 20
in the most recent season too. And that's the problem with like, I get the cookout was a good alliance. They stuck with each other and they did it the way they wanted to do it. But it's like, you have to know that we even said this all season last year. We were like, do you think that this is going to come up this has to at some point?
Yeah.
I'm not just saying it's justified, but it's like, you have to be like, okay, well,
someone's going to be worried.
Could that
about
be another
this.
thing? Huh? Could that be another thing? Like, I mean, Derek X and they said somebody else had kind of come out and been like, yeah, I mean, we kind of felt like what was the point of us being on the season after that? But it's like, I mean, you could have gotten the alliance out. You could have seen through it. You could have tried to figure it out. Like the cookout maneuvered.
I think it was
right. Be like, are you guys all going to get me out because I'm not?
Yeah. Because they were both on the challenge and they sort of brought it up.
Yeah, I think it was and they are both people of color too. They just aren't black. Or I don't know. Alyssa might be half black. I don't remember exactly, but I think they were also like, I am a person of color, but cool. And yeah, BB said, why is it that one all-black alliance is highlighted when 22 seasons of white alliances are not highlighted? And
because they weren't highlighted by the fact that I don't think they were highlighted by the fact like, hey, let's all get the white guys together and get everybody else out. It was like that happened, but that was, again, implicit biases. I don't think they were formed solely because people were white.
Maybe BB15.
They cast like one black person.
Yeah, because there was one. And I would also say that the cookout, their goal was not, we can't let a white person win. It was, let's make sure the winner is a person of color for the very first time. And the way Kyle has been
an American winner.
Yes, a black winner, yes. And I think Kyle saw that and took that as like well, then the only way to combat that is to get a white alliance to make sure they don't.
Right, which bad look. Again, like the previous
that's
season,
why it's so bad.
The other 22 seasons so far, where it did end up they may have been alliances made up of a lot of people that were white. And I mean, but like when you look at was it the Bomb Squad? Like they had Amber in it initially, and then it just she got phased out of it. It wasn't because they were we got to stick with that. Yeah, I know this is a really weird topic with three white people talking about it.
That's true.
It is
for everyone.
Yes. No, I think in the 22 seasons, the black people did coincidentally, in quotes, leave pre-jury typically, and that is true, and that is implicit bias. Absolutely. For some seasons, maybe even not just implicit bias, but straight out racism. I would say that's pretty heavy-handed in at least one or two seasons that I can think of like the more recent variety, I guess. But I would say that it's easier to have an all-white alliance when the house guests are all white, which is what happened previously.
Right.
And so they formed that. And it's not like a defense of like, well, white people gonna white. Like that's not, it wasn't great that they did that. They were also in a situation where they couldn't quite do much else.
Yeah.
Or like where they weren't having they weren't confronted in any sort of way that was going to challenge them in their thinking in that. But I do think that with what's happening to Kyle this time, it's going to really deter people from making the same assumption in future seasons because, you know, like the responses from the white people, although I will say, yes, Brittany and Michael are absolutely doing this as a game move. It does suck to see that. That should have happened well before. They shouldn't have entertained it as long as they did.
But again, it's a fucking game. This is a game, and it's like you can't always do the PC thing right when you should be able to do it because you don't like. I mean, theoretically, it's like if you're gonna be like play the bleeding heart card, it's like you should have just blown up everything immediately when he came to you and said that. Like that's what you theoretically should have done. But also, like I do want $750,000, so like. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of.
I think there's a way to be like, what? You see that? I don't. What makes you think that? What makes you think they're working together? Like you can question it without being like, yes, absolutely. And yes, BB, yeah, that's what I said. The Cookouts mission was to have the first Black winner, not to target white people. So it makes it really, really terrible that what Kyle got from that is we need to target people of color, because he also counted Indy in the group, who is just Brazilian. Like she's not, she was white. She just was Brazilian. So I mean, it's hopefully the way that he's getting absolutely destroyed. I mean, I think that it didn't help him that he immediately ran to the diary room and threatened to self-evict.
Pretty bad. Allegedly threatened to self-evict.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he said that. He told Alyssa he was going to leave the game. Like, he said, if that's what they're going to try to pitch, then I'm out of here. I'm leaving. And that sucks because I think that is him saying he's guilty. Which he is. They have like their receipts of everything that he said.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be rough for him when he gets out of the house, for sure.
Yeah, it will be. Kind of.
There are a lot of though that like this time last week we were like, wow, he just like I don't know if it was this time last week, but we thought he was going to go home because of his betrayal, and it turns out it's
because he said racist
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, right.
We didn't think it'd be this.
If it's your fate to go, man, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I thought he had squirmed his way out of it.
So right now it seems like Mike. I think veto ceremony is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Michael's gonna use it to take Brittany off the block. Turner has already confirmed that Kyle will be the replacement nominee, and it'll probably be a unanimous vote for Kyle on Thursday, right?
I think
because it's
decide.
Yeah,
he wants to stay and like be on Turner's side because Turner had said his target's still Taylor, but
I think Monty's not
talking between.
I don't think Monty would do it. Monty's going to vote him out.
Yeah.
So it's going to be Michael, Brittany, and Monty voting to evict Kyle. I'm absolutely sure of it.
It'd probably be. I would imagine it'd be unanimous. So
I would say he might vote to evict Kyle too. Once Terrence understood what the fuck they were saying, he was unhappy.
It's just like it's a bad look to not vote for Kyle at this point after all of the shit dropped, you know?
He did for a minute get confused, and he thought that what Monty was telling him was that Michael and Brittany were trying to start an all-white alliance. And Monty was like, no.
No, that's not it at all.
That's not it, my guy.
Bean wants to know what we think Julie will say to Kyle. All right, big, like, just life hack. If you're going to have anything possibly problematic, talk about God a lot in your speeches, all the, like just the God, praise be to God. Praise be to God.
Racism is just so ingrained in the Book of Mormon, and that's what I grew up with, and that's just how Jesus taught it to me. So I'm just following the word. Praise be.
Squinches her mouth all together, and she's like, "Why did you say that?"
Kyle, why did you say these things that hurt other people?
Hands crossed in a big old cart.
Yeah.
I don't know, Julie. I don't know. Julia, I don't know.
Oh no, is that a TikTok dance?
He's TikTok, yeah.
That's how he's gonna apologize to America.
I'm sorry I did those things, guys.
America, I'm sorry.
No. Chicka, 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 chicka.
Oh,
stupid
God.
Kyle.
Yeah, I think he's
all the TikTok was I could do.
the renegade.
I'm flossing. I'm doing the gritty.
Well, I just feel really bad for Alyssa.
And she's hitched her wagon to that. This is the one you lay with.
But he brought it to her too. That's the thing. And she was like, I can't imagine he would say this, but he said stuff to her too. That I think she
Did
just
get it.
No, I don't think she thought of it in like the full that like he meant it. I mean,
Yeah, Angela says she also feels bad for her.
Oh, poor
I
girl.
mean, a bad lay with a racist, so it's not great.
Oh man, he's not coming out of here winning any.
That sounds
Any
like
sympathy.
the name of like a lifetime movie. I slept with a racist.
So you slept with a racist.
Yeah.
So you slept with a racist.
You quickly slept with a racist.
What's the grossest thing that happened on the pool floaties? Was it the 10-second sex or was it
The racist.
the racism?
Was it the white lions?
I want to make that a poll question.
Or is it
Worst
the
things happened this
honestly
season on the pool floaties.
is it grosser that two white people played white saviors trying to use racism as a game move? Because that happened in the pool floaties too.
That's true.
There's all kinds of options, honestly.
Honestly.
Bad look for white people this week on Big Brother. Just all around.
Come on, whites.
Come on, guy. I think I speak for
Get
everybody
together,
this week.
whites.
Do better.
When I say,
Whiteys.
do better,
Do
whites.
better.
All right? As a white,
Day in and day out.
do better.
What is
There,
that? It's like
okay.
a meme that's like, you ever just, what the fuck are white people when you are a white people?
Like, come on, man.
Come on, whites.
Why do we do the
Really?
things we do?
Really? You're gonna fucking do this? You're gonna fucking do this?
I don't think it's
Come
a
on.
surprise, and that's the sad part.
So pretty much Kyle's fucked, and that is basically the summarization of our spoilers segment. Kyle's probably going home. Hashtag do better whites is what Bean says.
Yeah. Also, Taylor and Brittany talked with Turner and cleared up the whole Joseph said y'all were in a final three or whatever.
A three-way.
Yeah.
Turner
That's
just
what
pretend like
he
he
said.
believed
She was
him,
like,
or what?
it sounded like a weird, like, three-way proposition.
She was like, weird sex.
I
Yeah,
heard
so-
that Joseph banged them both on the pool
floats.
floaty. 20 seconds.
Dimper.
Yeah.
Gross. Gross.
Let's just hop right into the power rankings then. It's our week 8 power rankings. This is kind of, I feel weird doing this, so I'll start.
Do it. I have no idea what I've done with mine.
Yeah,
I'm
we
looking
could
at this.
all have almost the exact same, or they could be completely different. Emma, do you think you're gonna have Kyle in yours this time?
No.
You want to piss
No,
off the
no,
Taylor
but
stands?
okay, I'm gonna just like make it known if they hadn't used this today, he'd be safe, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right? So
The way the week played out last week, after you had Kyle in your top 5, I think that Kyle was deserving in the top 5 then, at that given time,
Yes.
game-wise, because he
Yes.
did sell out everybody. He did play when he needed to play, and it looked like he bought
he
himself
formed
some
an
time.
alliance, and he was in the majority alliance.
Problematic dude, but I don't think you were wrong in your power rankings.
No, I
necessarily.
don't think I was either.
Although the Taylor stands are always going to think you're wrong,
Yes, well, that's fine. I
Yeah.
get that.
unless you put Taylor 1. All right,
She's not
I'll
doing
start
it.
us
She's
off.
not doing anything.
My number 5, I mean, we got 8 people in the house. To me, Kyle's out, so Kyle's 8. Alyssa doesn't belong in the top 5. I'm not including Terrence because Terrence, like,
Wild card.
so my top 5 are the other people. But
Terrence
Turner,
will get 5th, but
Turner I got at 5 because I think now Turner's getting the racist out. Like, you get that credit, right? So that's some power, huh? It's like, Well, he wasn't racist. Huh?
Yeah.
You got that going for you.
Telling.
He's also very easily manipulated by everybody else and gives into a lot of pressure. Like
He's a
like
people pleaser.
he's a people pleaser, yeah, because he kind of just gets bullied into doing stuff that other people want him to do. And I mean, like the leftovers formed on his first HOH, and then he did what leftovers wanted him to do.
Yeah, he wanted to nominate Alyssa and Terrence.
Oh yeah.
Right off the bat this week, which was as bad of a call as Taylor wanting to nominate Monty and Turner.
Yeah. So I think Turner's there because I think Turner's gonna go a little bit longer now, just because I think people look, we can make him do things that we want him to do. He's usable. It's pretty much, that's why he's 5 over Terrence, where it's like, I don't fucking know what Terrence is gonna do. He's gonna sell out everybody at some point in time. And then Alyssa and Kyle, like, just get out. I got Taylor at 4 just because I think she's slightly above Turner. Like, I don't think Taylor's not going to win this game. Taylor is a threat. Taylor is targeted. Taylor's probably gone in the next week or so, I would imagine. But Taylor's not Turner because right now, like, she seems she's with Michael, and then we don't know how Michael, Brittany, and them are gonna form. Number 3, I got Brittany. Again, Brittany's not playing to win this game. Brittany's not going to win this game. She's playing for second place. She does have the second most comp wins in the game right now, largely because she's aligned with Michael. I don't know. I think that Brittany, like, doesn't dominate the conversations she's in. A lot of times she has the dumbest ideas of the conversation, and Michael kind of steers her back in the, like, she's like, what if we do this? And Michael's like, no. What if let's just shift. Let's just hold on, pump the brakes. Let's go here. And like
that was their conversation today.
Yeah, she just doesn't make moves when she needs to make moves, and like she's on the right path, but like she always kind of needs the training wheels, and Michael's her training wheels. It's like, you're gonna fall off this bike, kid. But like she's okay when she's got Michael with her. But like if Michael's gone, Brittany's game falls by the wayside. Number 2, I got Monty moving up right now, just because I think Monty is like he's in a perfect spot to where he's going to have to make a decision on who he wants to hop and work with to kind of go the rest of the game. You know, I think that like Turner wants to work with him. Everybody kind of wants to work with Monty right now, especially like kind of given the light of like, you know, some stuff that happened today. And like, it's like, well, hey, look at me. I'm not problematic. I'm working with Monty. I think that I think, but Monty like is a competition threat. Monty can win going forward, and I think Monty could pull off like a Casey where Monty does win every other comp. Like Monty still has the ability to beast a bunch of comps. He hasn't quite done that this season just yet, but I think that he can very well. Like I wouldn't be surprised if Monty has been kind of sitting back on it, being like, all right, I knew I'm a competition threat, and now it's time to beast it out and do this, because he knows that Michael's going to be gunning for people. He knows that. After Michael, he's probably the second biggest competition threat in this game. And I think that him getting to decide who he wants to work with going down the line, like people needing to campaign to Monty to work with him, I think that's kind of what I feel like is going to put him
How
at
many
2
wins? How many wins does Monty have?
He has an HOH.
Just an HOH? Then technically Turner has more wins than he does. I mean, Brittany has more wins than he does.
The second most.
Brittany.
Monty has 1 HOH. Turner has 2 HOHs. Terrence has an HOH and a veto. Taylor has 1 HOH. Brittany has 3 vetoes. Michael has 2 HOHs and 5 vetoes.
Monty's one of those where he's not a real threat. He's just he just gives the illusion.
He seems like
he's a big dude.
Yeah.
But he could also, like, where Casey about this time of her season was not a threat. Like physically, like she didn't see like she looks like she could be a beast, but then she was like, "Fuck y'all, watch this," and just won everything she had to win. And I think Monty could go on a run like that. But then you sit final 2 potentially, and I think that's really gonna help out. Bean likes my training wheels analogy for Brittany. So Monty's my number 2, and then Michael's my 1, because until Michael's out at this point, like I don't think Michael played the best game. I don't think Michael's not like this week at least, not today. I think Michael is. He's calculated. I think
he's playing defense this
week. He's a snake. He knows when he's got to strike, and not the best look at what he's using this shit for. But I think that I like tell me that there's no argument that Michael's not the number one in the house at this point. So like that's pretty.
No,
much
if he makes it
Michael,
final 2, he's winning.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, it's. I mean, really, like when Jackson won, it was like say all the shit you want to say about Jackson, how bad of a dude he was, but like that guy deserved to win there.
He
It's
brought
like just give
Holly.
him the
Of
money.
course, he deserved to win over
No,
Holly.
but but to me, it's like if he gets to the end, like just hand him the money, just hand him the check. It's his to win at this point. And Jackson for like the entire, but for that entire end game, it was like if Jackson gets to the end, just give him the cash. Like I don't care what he's done, just give him the money. He earns it. Like Michael with those compliments alone, like buddy, here you go, just have your money.
You're not gonna
Congrats.
Like rankings.
So I go Michael, Monty, Brittany, Taylor, and Turner are my 1 through 5. Emma, do you want to go next?
Okay. Did you hear me a minute ago?
Yeah.
I'm
gonna
excited.
shake it up a little bit. Okay. Will not be including Kyle in my power rankings.
Okay. Good.
Number 5, I'm gonna give it to Taylor. I don't want to, but it's Terrence or Alyssa.
That's pretty much Like 5 is hard this week.
She's there, and she's
there.
She is
Confirmed.
there.
She's the target. So while she's not the worst player in the game, only because I don't know. Taylor's at 5. I don't have a good reason besides
No, I get it.
she's in a good spot.
She's the most not best player at the game.
Yes.
So I'll say that.
Okay, so number 4, I'm gonna go with Brittany.
Okay.
For all the same reasons, like she stepped up today, and she had those conversations with Michael. It is, she's the little wheel on the tricycle. So yeah, there's that. But that is something that if Michael disappears, goes away, she has something in her pocket. And that was big of her to want to have that conversation, because I think a lot of times she would always be like, well, Michael will do it. Michael's going to do it. Michael will just do it.
But Michael did kind of do it, and she just got to sit by and be a part of it. And that was the beauty of Brittany is part credit. I get part credit.
I mean, she follows
I was
him.
there.
I think you had said that she started to tell Alyssa, but didn't tell Michael. She was already told Alyssa a little bit, Kyle.
Yeah.
So she tried to take some initiative there, but also was like, I don't want to make Kyle. Michael
Brittany
mad.
is you going to a party and you see there's the event that happened, but dude, did you see that fight? And it's you could be in the fight, Emma, but I could yeah, did you see Emma got in a fight? And it's I was there, so you get partial credit. Oh man, and Alex was part of that fight. That's Brittany, but Michael does all of the work.
Yeah, I feel like their dynamic is the Ross and Melissa from Celebrity Big Brother, and Melissa ended up winning.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she's no Michael. It's Michael and her. But
no, I think 4 is a solid spot for Brittany.
But then at 3, I had Michael. Only this week, they're at the bottom, and they're not in that majority alliance.
Clawing their way to
They're clawing their way. They had to dig deep into the bowels of their big brother souls to save themselves this week. I mean, he won the veto, which is great because that's what Michael does. But he had to win.
He needed to win.
Yeah, he had to win. And I think I said either last week or the week before, or maybe the week before, that if he doesn't win something, HOH or the veto, he's done. Done. So he doesn't hold a lot of, he is changing the game a little bit, but Kyle helped him do this, from his own actions. Michael, it's an easy thing. So then 2, I have Turner, because Turner could either go with those guys and create a whole new other thing going on with those 3, or he can stay with the after party. He's in a really good spot if they'll have him.
I think Turner's fate completely depends on who wins HOH next week, because I think that Turner is such an easy nom if anybody on the other side of the house wins, because they're if Taylor wins, Turner's a nom.
Mm-hmm.
He could be.
There's always Monty.
Yeah.
And then there's.
But I don't think they trust Turner at all anymore.
I don't think they trust Monty at all. I think they trust Monty, but I think he's higher on their list. Mm-hmm. Just because of the illusion of the threat. Okay. And then Turner is easier to, they seem, easier with him. And number 1, I have Monty.
So Monty, Turner, Michael, Brittany, and Taylor are your 1 through 5.
Yes.
All right. I don't hate those rankings.
It's just for this week. I think if Michael gets there, he wins. Like, again, hand him the money.
I really think that like what we're gonna see in the next week or so is like everybody try and distance themselves from Kyle as much as possible. And I think that the fact that Turner and Kyle were tight now,
but now Turner
that's
and
gonna
Monty
just stain him. That's gonna just kind of be the
are
mark.
trauma bonded though, because they both went to each other and they were like, well, what do we do? Like, our guy, we had this whole new thing going, and now he's just like,
yeah, they are
really
So
just
loves your
screwed
ranking.
us. Thank you.
Yeah, they said that the pound was just the two of them.
Yeah, so now, I mean, they have Terrence and they have Alyssa, and that's over Brittany, Taylor, and Michael. So I think Michael will probably win HOH, and it'll all be okay for them. But if he doesn't, they're going to be doing this all week. Like, okay, we got to put our heads above water.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Allison, who you got?
Twitter's going to come for me this week. I'm going to be the one because I don't have Taylor in mind.
Oh,
I know!
Hey, Kyle.
Oh, God, is it Terrence?
Wow.
No, Kyle's not in it. Kyle's not in it.
No, I've been calling you Kyle.
Oh, I was like,
You're
oh.
Kyle.
No, I can't be racist. I got 2 black people in my top 5. But no, I really wanted to put Taylor as number 5, but I just couldn't because even with this whole thing, the after party wants Taylor out still. Right. Even with this whole Kyle thing blowing up, like there's still a possibility Taylor leaves this week.
I didn't want to say it because I got trashed last week, but there is.
Taylor's such a big brother, so it's like, why? Like I mean, to me, like, yeah, she's easy to get up, but it's like, let her hang inside the house. Like nobody's gonna vote for Taylor to win.
I agree with you, but I'm just saying, like, even with this whole Kyle thing breaking up and like him being 90% like getting evicted on
honestly,
Thursday.
like, don't you want like Kyle? I think problematic, but like hang on to him because somebody else is taking him out next week. Like if you're Turner, let them do that shit. Take Taylor out. If Taylor, if you want Taylor to be
Turner has to nominate him because his other option is nominating Terrence, and then he's not nominating the racist and putting 2 black people on the block.
Yeah, you're basically a racist.
Yeah. He has to nominate Kyle.
Optically, you're a racist.
And he doesn't. He might think he has the votes to get rid of Taylor, but I don't think he does. But there's chance. I don't know. So at number 5, I actually have Terrence because he won both competitions last week.
We don't give him enough credit. He's a wild card, but he can win.
I just don't know what to do with Terrence. Right,
yeah.
I don't know what to do.
I know.
When Terrence wins, he goes, "What do I do?"
Yeah, you just hope that whoever he's sitting next to is kind of.
He knows nothing.
He just sits next to the right guy.
Even with being told what's happening in the house, he still misunderstands it.
He has no idea. Yeah.
But
wait, Michael and Brittany are trying to start an all-white alliance?
Yeah, I mean, but he.
No.
He's not bad at mental comps, and like as we get closer to the end, they're definitely more physical if it stays the way it has been. But I don't know, like he could do like on a day's comp, he might be good at that. He could win. So I have him at 5.
Comp, they still have that.
Yeah, he could do a crapshoot. He could do anything mental. I think that he proved that he would be okay with that. Sorry, my
Bean wants to know if we think there's any way Kyle can talk himself out of this.
I'm saying he could stay. He's getting nominated, but he could stay.
Yeah,
he could. Okay. So who got 4?
I got Turner at 4. He's in a better spot than the rest of the after party, but I think that might be just because he's HOH this week. There's no say. I mean, I don't know. That's, I think, really his spot is going to be dependent on what happens next week. At 3, I have Brittany. Turner did say that he would be stupid to get Brittany out on his HOH. She is a non-threat, which is what she's banking on.
That's true.
And
That's she's gonna get second.
It's how she's gonna get second, and she's going for that, and that's good for her. She's doing it, but I do think that if the nom stayed the same this week, I think Michael would have considered chopping Brittany. I don't think he's married to bringing her
No.
Because she does have
Really?
bonds, and she does. I think he could have. I think Taylor's better for his game at this point.
Well, because it raises the question of.
That's such a perfect ending, though, to
'cause-
take the two of them.
Yeah,
Like,
but
that's
if
such
she-
a perfect final.
But if he had to
scene.
choose between them, I think it would be really
she
hard
speaks
for him.
better, than him. Then
She's got
It
better
would be- like
relationships
some of these-
than Taylor.
yeah, if like a Terrence who's
Yeah.
not totally clued in hears
Yeah.
a great speech from Brittany, he may be convinced that she had a bigger hand than
And
Michael's plays,
Yeah.
and
fair
that's
point.
scary.
Fair point.
But I love that he's like, she can go, and Brittany.
Yeah, I think
I don't
he-
have time without him.
Yeah, that's the issue. Is I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
he really could cut her and like.
So cool to her. It's
Like,
fine.
I think he's gonna fight. Like he's taking her off the block this week, so like he's
Yeah.
not fully leaving her out to dry. But like, if
He
the
would.
house flipped to take her out instead of Taylor, then I think he would have been fine with it.
I think so too.
It would have been like a oh shit, but like
What can I do?
because then he'd play up being wounded. Like he'd have like he lost his person, whatever.
It's
He's
true.
It would play out well for him.
yeah, it would.
Just give him the money.
Yeah, right. In my number 2 spot, I have Monty. I don't know how he managed to immediately be brought into the after party when they came back in. I don't know if they told him that was
He's
the
just
name.
a chill dude, man. And like
Because
you give Monty, like
immediately-
you just vibe with Monty. People are like, dude, Monty's cool. Like Monty, what do you want to work with me? He's like,
My guy.
yeah,
he is like
yeah. That's pretty
every,
much what it is. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
dude. Huh?
every other
You mate?
week. He is number 1 target, everybody's best friend. Number 1 target, everybody's best friend, and
It's
he's
amazing.
everybody's best friend right now. He's not a
A
target.
little butterfly.
No, yeah.
Currently,
And then the way he
yeah.
was talking to Turner when they were playing Chinese checkers, and he was like, I don't blame you. You couldn't have done anything. Like, and
Yeah,
it's
what
like,
were
He's
you
very
gonna
good
do?
at
You weren't
reassuring
into it.
people that
Yeah.
whatever you,
They
yeah.
gave Turner like
Yeah.
such a, look at you. You're on my side now.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, Turner told Monty today that he was the only person he 100% trusted, and even told him that Kyle wants Monty to be the replacement nom, which I thought was really interesting.
Of course he does. Of course
Yeah,
he does.
well, they both went there, and Michael and Brittany were both. I laughed really hard. Somebody mentioned that Michael's really playing as a lawyer now, and you said that Brittany talks too much in the conversations, which is definitely what happened today. Michael was trying to very lawyerly say, like, this is what has happened, and Brittany kept like saying, like, no, we don't think he's being malicious, we don't think he's a racist, but like this is what happened. And Michael straight up told Turner, he tried to start an all-white alliance. And
I'm not tiptoeing, okay? You
yeah,
need to know.
He did this.
so I mean,
The
he
thing's
definitely
been
is
done.
doing that, and yeah, Brittany held it back. But even after being told that, like, I don't think he's really racist or whatever, both Monty and Turner were like, yeah, of course he wants Monty to be the replacement nom because that ensures a black person leaves the house this week. And they were both like very like, yeah, duh, that's what he wants to happen.
Doy.
And it was like, nobody said that to y'all. I mean, Monty went on and told Alyssa and Terrence why he believes what Michael and Brittany are saying, and that he does think it's malicious, and like there is malicious intent behind it. So like, I don't know if that's his experience. Like, I have no words for that because I would have zero idea as a white person what that would be to feel like. But certainly didn't help Kyle's case. And then in number 1, I have Michael. He is in a hard spot. He's gonna have to win out. That's the only way he's gonna make it. But he could.
Yeah.
He's tied.
Right, he's got all the
He's
possibilities.
tied for the record right now of wins.
Yes.
He's like, he definitely could win out. He could totally get veto every week for the rest of this.
He pretty much
At
wins
least.
every veto he's able to play in. Like, and
And
he
he's
could have
about
won
to
every
compete
single
in-
one.
He's about to compete
Yeah.
in every single veto too.
Because he could have won last week's veto, but he let Brittany win it. Basically, he
That's
basically
true.
threw that.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
could have been another win, and that would have been comp win number 8 for him now this week. Like, he would have had that. So like, he's in every single thing. So yeah, I think I don't know. To me, it's crazy that Emma doesn't have Michael as her number one. I don't disagree.
It's just this week.
I'm not fighting with your argument. I understand why you.
I know that guy's gonna win it if he gets there. Because it comes with an asterisk. Like, so many people are like, "Oh, he's so great. He's so great." Like
if
Monty
they let
is doing that thing of
If they let him get to the end, then he's gonna win, and they all know that. They all know that if they let him get to the end.
But it's all about like managing. Like, are we gonna keep it? Because everybody keeps doing that. Like, keep him around for one more week because everybody else is gonna target. Keep him around for one more week because everybody else is gonna target. And then
he can win out. Really good at making somebody else the target. He was the
having
number
this
one
little
target
tidbit that he held back.
Yes, he's holding on to it.
Boom, racism. Dropping that in there now.
It's true.
It last week, Monty was talking to Taylor about getting Michael out before 5 because as soon as they're at 6, he competes in every single veto.
Yeah.
They got 1 week to get him out.
Where did Michael go wrong? Is it only because of too many comp wins? I mean, the too many comp wins, it's like, yeah, dude. He's double what the second place person has.
Yeah.
Brittany has 3. He has 6 comp wins.
And they all just like blanket say like, oh, he's just so great at the game, and they don't have specific reasons. Like they can't tell anybody.
Well, because you're being misled by him. He's just still good at missing. Well, I mean, it's like because he
came in here
fixes
and he
your brain.
Me.
Your brain is just working the way he wants it to.
Yeah,
he's a Jedi.
Yeah.
Brittany's the hypnotist, but he's the real hypnotist.
That's true.
Turner said that in his camp talk today. He was like, I didn't think anybody could, but Michael convinced me Kyle's bad for my game, and that's what Michael does.
That's what Michael does.
So yeah, I mean, Michael at number 1 is just it's too easy, and I understand your logic, but it's just like Michael is such an easy. Like it's so hard to not put anybody else anywhere near number 1
on defense this week.
While Michael's there, but he's so good at defense, and defense wins championships.
Yeah, and he's gonna win, but like he's not holding all the power. He was in someone else's hands.
But he sort of is holding all the power from being like I got this little.
Vanessa Russo.
He was this close to getting backdoored.
He's gonna have to be Vanessa Russo.
That's the thing, and I think when you're as good as Vanessa Russo, then
Steve won.
Of course, they're gonna take her out. I think Vanessa and Liz were the only ones surprised that he got her out.
I think so too. She was so surprised,
and then she was bitter. She didn't vote for him,
right?
Girls.
She voted for Liz. For Liz, who did nothing.
Oh, Liz.
Wasn't even in the game for part of it.
Liz was part of a twist.
Liz was like, she got to go hang out in a hotel for half the time in the beginning.
Liz is a survivor.
She could take days off of the game.
With Austin,
she had to be with Austin.
Yeah.
She got finger banged on camera in the HOH room.
By Luchasaurus.
He lied to her.
He was so gross.
They don't film at night.
They don't film in the HOH room. That's the beauty of it.
Come on.
All right, well, that's it, guys. So you got Michael, Monty, Brittany, Turner, and Terrence is your top 5.
I do, and I'm ready to face the wrath of Twitter.
Oh, man, the Taylor stands are going to come for you tomorrow. We're going to tweet out the power rankings tomorrow. Let us know who your top 5 would be. Go respond to it on our Facebook page, on our Twitter, on our Instagram. Be sure you're following us on all our accounts at Pass the Gravy Bro. I am at Alex J. Middleton. Emma's at Little EM Tweets on Twitter and at Emma Lawler on Instagram. Allison is at Affable Allison on Twitter, and on Instagram you are Almar7490. 7490. 749 Almar7490. So give her a follow on all those. And Allison tweets out some awesome Big Brother feed updates to help they help me get through the day. It's like a little clip notes. You're like, what's going on in the house? I don't have time. Let me go see what Allison does.
Thank God they're back this week because the feeds are back this week.
Significantly better already.
Yes.
But yeah. So please, if you're watching us, go subscribe to us wherever you can listen to podcasts. Help us out with those numbers. If you're listening to us, go and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Pass the Gravy Bro, and like our Facebook page. Please share us with a friend that watches Big Brother. Thank you guys so much for taking time and hanging out with us each and every episode. We'll be back after Wednesday's veto episode to update you on everything going on in the game until we talk to you guys and gals again. Have a great week and Pass the Gravy Bros.
Big brother, it's big brother. It's my brother, it's your brother, it's our brother. It's his brother, it's her brother, it's their brother. On past the gravy, bro.